This show is about two people giving their opinions. They are not experts on the matter. They are just people who want to have a chat. If you have any questions about morality or any other issues, please talk to a priest.
Yes or no? A choir should be able to kick a bad singer out.
Absolutely 100% yes. I cannot. This is like the easiest one we've answered yet. Usually it's kind of like a ooh, that's nuanced. This is hard. I don't know. No, this one, that's not even a question. If you can't sing, and Eric and I have been in the choir, both of us, for many years now. For a time we sang together. Now neither of us should have been kicked out of the choir most of the time. Okay, maybe at some points in our
Speak
low
for
days,
yourself.
I suppose. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there were times where I probably should have been kicked out, but it is something that I think we do actually, in seriousness, need to think about it. Okay, we are in the choir. You're singing for the glory of God. You're singing, for the aiding the people to meditate and concentrate on what's going on, and then for yourself. So it's certainly not about me. It's certainly not about going up there and I sound beautiful, and you actually can't hit any of your notes. And it happens again. We've both been there. I've been there for big ceremonies, big masses, like Christmas masses. And it's usually Christmas and Easter, because that's when the Joe Schmoes decide to sing one time per year or two times per year, and they come up and they practiced a couple times, and you've practiced every single week of the year, and they come up and they sing, and you just cannot, you can't keep a tone, you can't keep on time because they're throwing you off. To me, it's a nightmare. And I think absolutely, if you're a choir director, it's one of your biggest jobs, actually, to throw people out if they can't sing.
But that's, you're saying, so it's not all about me. It's not all about sounding nice. It's not all, right? It's for the honor and glory of God. Those people who are coming to the choir and can't sing, they're doing it for God's glory. They're not doing it for themselves. They're not doing,
sure.
Like, no one who's,
but it's not glorifying God, and it's not helping other people. So.
And who put you in charge? No, by their singing badly, they could be giving more glory to God than you, who sings perfectly.
No,
because they're doing it for the right reason.
No, but that's
you're aggressively.
Sorry, I'll let you talk.
No, you're fine. But you see where I'm coming from, right? It's like, yes, it should be beautiful. If it's like they're ruining it, if they're the only part and like completely throwing every song off the train track, well then yes, because prudence would dictate that you have to actually like keep it together. But if they're just like a bad singer and you hear a little bit here and there and you have strong leads in the other parts, kicking them out, that just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, but if they're bad, so if you're saying they're kind of meh, they're okay, they just follow their quiet.
Oh, I'm saying they're bad, but they're not train wrecking the entire Gloria,
right? Which I've also heard. But I would say if they're bad. So look at it this way: if someone walks into church and they're dressed like a bum, but they have the heart, and this is actually a really deep, really good philosophical question, which we talk about a lot here. Like literally, this question is it's a big European question, actually. So if you walk into church and you're dressed like a bum, but your heart is full of, you're there and it just doesn't, that's not what matters to you. You're there to glorify God and to pray, etc. And the guy next to you is dressed, to the nines, but, is daydreaming or, checking his phone.
Sounds an awful lot like the Pharisee and the publican to me.
Yeah, but there's still the objectivity. Objectively, we should dress nicely for mass. Objectively, that's so. Yep. So it's not the same. So you're arguing the inner and the outer forums, and you can't. It's like an incompatible. You can't compatibly. Yeah, of course. So
the difference there is that
the inner goodness is better than having the outer present. Of course but that doesn't mean that you can just be slovenly on the outside. That doesn't compare.
But the difference there is like how you dress is completely a choice. Yeah, right. If you're dressed like a bum, you can fix that. Yeah, unless you're really, really poor.
Yeah.
If you're a bad singer, that's
and become an altar boy.
Born with, right? Become an altar boy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's true though. I mean, okay, women, I'm sorry, you're kind of out of luck. Do the flowers or something. I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow, and in full full transparency, I would be the worst at this. I'm way too nice. I'm not a good choir director. First of all, I'm not very good at keeping time, and I'm also I'm way too nice. Yeah, see, you've been there when I was choir director. I'm not a good choir director. Now my brothers are much better, and they're much more stern, and they're much more like, hey, you haven't practiced this, you haven't aced this, you haven't been there with us, you're not right on, and until you get there, you can't sing. You can be there for warm-ups, you can be there for practice.
How are
but
they
until
going to
you
get
to this
there
point,
without
you
singing? Yeah,
practice.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. So you can come to practice, but until the choir director says, hey, you've reached a point where you're able to sing for the mass for the glory of God, then sorry, you need to sit on the bench. And I think that's the best way to grow, because I think we've gotten into this world where it's like this, everyone needs to participation trophies. Like no matter what, it's entitled. It's exactly, oh well, I want to join the choir, I want to be in the choir, so you let me in the choir. It's like, no, I mean that's not how it works. Can you sing or can you not sing? Let's say altar serving too. Someone's just like, hey, I don't want to be an altar server, and they're walking up there genuflecting on their left knee, or walking around like I don't know, Frankenstein or something, and you're like, well, but I want to. I want it in my heart. It means I'm glorifying God. No, objectively, no. You cannot go on. You cannot be on the altar of God unless you are able to do it to give actual glory to God. And I think you would agree with me there, right? You would agree with me on the serving side. Yeah. But what's different with serving and choir?
Yeah, no. I think
I'm changing his mind. Yeah.
Dang it.
Nice. Oh, that feels good.
Well, yeah, I think. I would say being more charitable about it than, no, you can't sing after hearing them for 1 week.
No, that I agree.
But, yeah.
Put them on the bench. Hey, keep showing up. Hey, do you need private lessons? I mean, not everyone has the time to do that, but I mean, stay 5 minutes after practice and let me sing in your ear. This is seriously. Everyone thinks that all the Davises can sing. Is like, okay, I can tell you, I was the first one who started singing. I couldn't sing a lick. I mean, Father Heine had to sing in my ear for like a year. The only way I could ever sing at all is purely through repetition, like literally just singing all the time. And we sang and it was practice. And eventually it was like, okay, I can kind of sing.
And no one kicked you out.
And no one, but they probably should have. And it's actually, I was just talking with Father Borja and Father Heine like last week or 2 weeks ago about how terrible the men's choir was. And it was so bad at one point that the bishop had to turn around and ask them to stop singing. That's a true story. And so that shows you that, the choir director in that case was wrong. He shouldn't have. And I don't think I was the main problem. I was actually just really quiet. I was certainly not helping, but I was not one of these.
I don't know about you being quiet.
I'm not sure about that. It's hard to believe, but it was true. I was seriously like a little church mouse when I was up there singing, but I think that actually is absolutely true. I think I probably shouldn't have. I think I probably should have been at the practice. I should have learned. And then eventually it's like, hey, you made the big leagues. Now you can sing in the choir because you've earned it. And I think, again, that's why are we just in these roles where it's like, okay, you want to, so you can. No, you have to earn it. You can't. Are you able to, or are you not? If you're not able to, then hopefully, and I actually really believe this too. I think it's a really small percentage of people who can't sing. That's a small percentage. And I think that there's a bigger percentage that has a really hard time singing. I think that's true. There's some that they don't catch it as easy as others. That's probably like 50%. But I think it's like 1% that can't. That's just like they're actually tone deaf. And they're like, nope.
Oh, it's more than 1%.
Maybe it's 5. I don't know what a 10% is, but it's not huge though. It's not a huge percentage, because I think most people just they need to practice. They need to hear someone singing there. They need to hear the note and then hear it, because as in the choir, you have to hear your note with, you have to, it's mostly about like singing is actually about hearing. You actually
this is getting really deep. Technical, I know you wanted this one to be short and pithy, but especially for us men, what we hear is actually a different note than what we're singing. That's why we tend to go flat, right? So you kind of actually have to intentionally sing just like a little bit higher than what you hear yourself as for the actual right note to be coming out. Yeah.
Men have it hard, man. Men have it hard.
Just the worst.
Yeah, I know. The ladies have it all easy.
I know.
But anyway, yeah, to wrap it up again, I do think that if it's a bad singer, they should be kicked out of the choir. But I also agree. And I think it is, with the caveat, that is true. That is too harsh. So actually, in a way, you're right. And in a way, I'm wrong also, because I should not say you shouldn't just kick them.
I don't know. Just take
really
your
give
win.
them a chance.
You convinced me. Just take You convinced me. Just take your win.
All right, thanks. Pat on the back. Okay, if you guys want to watch me own Eric next time in a yes or no, conversation, then definitely stay tuned. Or if you want to just see Eric's lovely shirts, I mean, you can tune it in as
This is
well.
one of my more mild Hawaiian shirts.
So. Oh, it's nice. I used to wear Hawaiian shirts, man. I got to bring those back, man.
Germans
wouldn't know what to do with Hawaiian shirts, man. They would lose their minds. They're so conservative in their dress, which actually generally I appreciate. But yeah, they wouldn't know what to do with it. Anyway, everyone, if you like this, comment, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Let us know. Have you dealt with bad members of the choir? Are you a bad member of the choir? Don't name any names. That's a little too mean. But tell us your terrible stories, because there's nothing I love more than terrible choir stories. That's just, there's something, I don't know if is it Schadenfreude. There's something that just warms my heart when I hear them, because it's like, yeah, I've been through these too, and I appreciate them. And then you can tell us good choir stories too, but give us some bad ones.